Hello, everyone, and welcome to our regular show on Wednesday with Restream. Today, we're joined with Hannah.
Hey guys.
Oof,
Hi.
hi, everyone. I'm not sure. Please let us know if you can see us well. I'm definitely getting some connection issues at the start. I was just making a small prayer that the internet will hold, and here we are. It's a little bit glitchy. So give us a note that you can see us and hear us well. So as I was saying, today we're joining Anastasia, me as a regular host, and Hannah from Advocate for Customer Support Team.
Hey
Today
guys.
we're gonna walk you through a little bit more on Restream specific studio functionality. We will hope that this will help you to take your streaming to the next level. And of course, we're gonna answer as many questions as possible. But before we start, let us know where you from joining us today, and also what are you planning to stream? We would like to know.
I don't know about you, Anastasia, but I really love hearing about the experiences and the goals that streamers have. I think it's really exciting, and I find it really motivating to listen to their input and apply that to my own streaming personally.
I also think so, 100%. Because I think that what's kind of interesting is that the Restream really can be used for so many multiple different things. It can be used as a marketing tool, but also like a sales tool. It could be used. My favorite one, I think I saw people were saying that they want to stream betting. I thought it was brilliant in the COVID time. That's exactly the tool to make us stick together. I see some people are saying they're joining from Moscow. Um, Nina is joining from Slovenia. Someone from Belgium, Germany,
We have a lot of
Bulgaria.
Europeans here today.
Yeah, this is pretty cool because usually we get USA folks mainly. We got some USA folks as well. Look at this. We got from Atlanta as well. This is pretty cool. And we have some few responses on what the streamers want to stream. So virtual events, donor events, really cool. Oh, we have some people from US as well. Woohoo! That's pretty
And
cool.
do we have any people from the Midwest? I love hearing people from the Midwest. That's where I'm originally from, but now I'm relocated in France, so I like to claim the two as my home now. So if you're from the Midwest, let us know.
I'm just trying to see other from New York, from Philippines, Brazil. That's pretty amazing. Washington D. I actually Middle West. I'm not so New York, San Francisco, and Texas. I think that's the three states I know the most. I heard the most. I also had from St. Louis. Oh yeah, there you go,
Yay!
Chicago. Woohoo!
Wow, St.
That's
Louis,
awesome.
Midwest.
Awesome.
Very
Cool, guys. Welcome. More people from Slovenia. This is pretty exciting. Tell us what you're streaming also. While you guys, no way, we have people from Jamaica as well. This is so exciting. I feel like we're international crowd today, 100%.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so while you guys are still populating, tell us where you're from. Hannah, maybe you can tell us a little bit more. What are the common use cases for Restream? How people use Restream in your opinion?
Wow, I think that's a really hard question because we have people from around the world using so many different things and having so many different plans. Um, I hear a lot more with the pandemic that, church groups are using this to broadcast their meetings or their congregations, which is so cool. I have educators reach out all the time wanting to know how they can communicate with their lectures or with their students. I have webinars from Zoom, smaller businesses who are trying to reach out to a larger demographic because they've been hit by the pandemic. But I think my favorite streaming experience that I've heard so far personally is restaurants or small businesses who make candies or confections. instead of just selling those directly, I've heard businesses, they're actually streaming live and connecting with an audience so that they're advertising and marketing in that way to really bring in new demographics of people and really just, really excite people by their product. And it's a really, really exciting idea.
No, that's awesome. I think through COVID, definitely Restream been in many help for many different businesses. I think my favorite was World Health Organization streaming through us the concerts that got 12 million views. I thought that was splendid. That was around my first day in Restream that would happen, so especially close to my heart. But in general, yes, I see also people mentioning some different reasons for streaming as well. So gamers, so also matchmaking platform. Woof, this is interesting. This is really cool. It's really cool. Okay, so guys, we're gonna start a little bit from the demo. So I'm gonna take you through our account and show you all the demo, all the features that we have in the studio, and then we will start answering your questions. So first of all, before we go there as well, we're gonna share a discount with you today. So some of the features we're gonna talk about are on our paid plans, and you, with this discount, you will be able to unlock those paid features with discount. So hopefully it will be interesting for you. We will share it at the end of our show. So to start with, we're just gonna show you demo and answer your questions as we go. So we go, off we go.
Thanks for sharing all the love about the program, guys. We love it when we hear, so much support for the services. We love hearing about it in the chat and on our social media. So thanks for sending that.
Cool. Okay, so here we go. I'm sharing my screen. So you guys can see it well. Hannah, can we see it?
Yep, I can see it.
So here we are. So this is how the preview look like when you join the stream. You can see me here as well again. So here are the few things, controls that you want to pay attention to. So first of all, if you have guests, so this is the functionality where you can change the direction of how guests look like and how it's presented. Or for example, if you're doing screenshots or screen sharing, that's exactly where you can control how your guests will be positioned, and also screen sharing is positioned. We're gonna play around a little bit during our show, so you can see how it's working in live, since I don't have any guests in this demo account. The second thing, obviously, you can set up your input and output of a video and sound. So for this stream specifically, I'm using my headphones as my audio set and using the built-in camera on my Mac. But again, we will give a little bit more recommendation on what is better tools to use a little bit later. Next feature here is screen sharing. So if you're doing presentation, just open screen share and we'll screen share the specific tab. So the screen sharing of this full screen is not allowed, but the specific tab is definitely allowed. Inviting the guests. So this is how you can invite multiple guests to your stream. This link is static. It will be the same for one person or two person for first stream or the second stream until you press a refresh, and then it will create a new link. So basically you copy paste the link and you're ready to share with your guests to join the stream, and they will show up here in the green studio until you toggle them on, off, or on to populate them in the live stream. The next feature we have is a local preview file. This is an amazing feature. What you can do is upload any local file that is stored on your computer, and it will play as a pre-roll to your stream. There is no limitation on the duration of the file itself. There's no limitation on the size. So it's pretty cool if you want to push first the live demo of your product, for example, or finish with some already pre-recorded interview questions or something like that, and then jump into the live discussion afterwards. Here, and then this section will be populated if you have guests or you have more screen shares available. Everything that is toggled off is basically muted. So if I was streaming from here, you will not be able to hear or see me. Everything that happens in this window, where you can see the blue screen, that's what happens in the live stream as well. So as soon as you toggle yourself on, everybody can see and hear you. Other features that we can cover here today is obviously the chat. This is inactive account at the moment, so there's no chats coming in. But if you can see in our active show account, this is the chats that are coming in from you guys, and this is how we can see it. Next one is the captions. So obviously you can add your own captions or display those that are already natively suggested. Graphics, again, you can customize how you can see the captions, how they show up. Also, you can add the logo of your company downloaded. You can add also the overlays like what we just built today. Pre-roll videos, so like a countdown, and of course change the background. So we have here our background for the show, but also there's some few native backgrounds that you can choose for yourself, and you can upload any backgrounds and customize it as you want to. In the section of a setup, there are a few more functionalities. You can adjust the titles and description of your show. And that is especially common if you go live without event. If you go live right away, here you will adjust title and description, and you can customize it. So the next thing that I want to show you is going live with events. So this is something that we did today. You just go on the event page, and scheduling live event allows you to schedule event for the future, like something that we did today. We scheduled the event last week to be live today, and you can select the time and date of your event, upload the image, of course, title and description. So let me just do the test.
I think another note, though, that we should let our users know is that a really great new updated feature we have with events is that you don't have to schedule it in advance. So if you look there, it says you can tick on or off to schedule an event for later, or you can just schedule it directly. So you can schedule the event and go live.
Yep, that's a good point. That's a good point. If you do it like this, it will go live right away. With this, it will allow you to schedule an event for future. And here you can select the channels that you want to stream to. For example, in this situation, you want to stream to YouTube, but you want to do a test stream before going live. In this instance, you want to go to unlisted event. Unlisted event means basically only people with the link will have it, other people would not have it. After you press create event, it will populate in the account as it's doing right now. Since I'm only going live to YouTube, I only have one destination, but basically here is the link to the to YouTube channel where the event will go live and where people can join to see it joining. And to start the event, you enter from the live studio or use the RTMP settings to use in your OBS or encoder to set up. The next thing actually that we covered a little bit briefly is a recording session. So every time that you live streaming, so obviously I was doing a lot of tests, every time you're streaming, and if your account is professional or higher, we record all of your streams, which are then later can be scheduled as new event, as pre-recorded video, scheduled pre-recorded video. What does it mean? It means that it's a fake live. You can use the event, the recording that you already had before, and set it live at a given time, and it was just played. Especially handy for if you're doing something on like an evening show or morning show, and you don't want to take you want to take a break or say stay in the beach, so you can just schedule the event in advance. Okay, so I'm gonna stop presenting and gonna come back here again. So I'll see the, I will start answering your guys' questions. So start populating the questions, and we'll see, maybe we'll need to do one more features, describe them again. Later today, we also will tell you the best tips on how to make sure that you have a good video and audio quality. Okay, so let me just start populating the questions. Hannah, I hope you can help me answering questions.
Well, I'm more than ready. I hope they're able to bring it and bring some really good questions. I know the two of us know a lot, so I'd like to see how they can challenge us and maybe how we can challenge them a little bit with some new questions and new information.
Cool. I see this Stephanie comment. Local source video is the best at the reason why I choose the Restream. Woohoo! That's awesome.
That's
I
so
think
cool.
Hannah was just mentioning that it's amazing. It has no limitations.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
yeah, no, go.
I know personally that when I have users come in and they're saying, you know, if they're streaming live in the live studio and they do have a local video file playing, I do know that sometimes when users come in and they're having issues with the video itself and it's not reflected in the preview, that sometimes they'll use video compression tools such as Handbreaker to help compress the video and really just refine it and polish it up so that it transmits really clearly. So that could be a really good tip to use if you're personally having issues with your video source in the live studio.
Yeah, no, that's a very good question. We have a next one from Nambirajan. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. How to bring Zoom meeting here? Any options?
That's pretty good. I personally love using Zoom with Restream. It allows you, instead of using the studio, which at maximum will allow you to use 10 guests, you'll have to connect this with Restream separately. So at this moment, we don't have the ability to connect Zoom within Live Studio. But it is a really great tool that you're able to connect it and you're able to have that stream distributed. So you don't have the limitations of having 10 guests. If you maybe need 20 or 100, you know, you have Zoom and Restream is able to continue to redistribute that to the end destinations.
Yes, and I think more to say, its feature is coming soon, so stay tuned for the updates. I'm pretty sure it's in this quarter, so stay tuned for the more updates. We have a really good questions from Edita as well. Is there a timer feature on the dashboard that shows me how long I'm live?
This is a really good question, and I know that this is something we're getting a lot of users to inquire about. We are hearing you guys, we're listening, and we are actively working on this. So stay tuned. This is something that is in the works and hoping that we'll be able to broadcast and share with everyone really soon.
At the moment, I can definitely see how many people joining and watching the stream. That is already in the account, but something additional features are still coming. So we are building and developing product as we speak.
Yeah.
I got this one interesting as well. Can you use Restream? So Restream from a cell phone. I bet we get those questions a lot.
Yeah, this I think is a very complicated but also very simple answer. In the simplest term, yes, you can do this. However, in order to do this, you're really going to need to be aware of the browser that you're using and also the encoder and as well as the phone that you're using. Mobile streaming doesn't give you the best product overall for the streaming itself. However, you do have the ability to do this, whether you're using Streamlabs encoding and you're able to connect them and have it distributed from the mobile device. But we definitely recommend for the best streaming experience to have a hardwire connection, or at the very least, we recommend that users don't use a mobile hotspot because this doesn't have a very consistent or reliable network connection to broadcast the stream. And we broadcast the stream directly as you transmit it without editing, without any modifications. So if you don't have a strong enough connection, then that's going to reflect in the broadcast quality. And you'll see whether you'll see lagging frames, a drop in bit rate, all these things will be reflected on the stream quality itself that comes from a network issue.
Today I have around 150 megabytes upload and download speed, and still at the beginning it was a little bit lagging. So internet is definitely the secret, the main ingredient for the good quality live shows, 100%. So the better internet, the better the stream quality is. And yeah, cell phones is sometimes mobile data is not always good. This one is a good question from MC Tanzanit.
All right, so you want to know how we can stream 2 events at the same time. At this time, it's not possible to simultaneously broadcast multiple streams within one Restream account. If you want to have multiple broadcasts going on, you have to have a separate Restream account. And so what we're able to, if you need to have a stream continue to go on in a loop, we have the opportunity to do that with the scheduler. So if the idea is that you just need a stream to repeat, we can help you with that. If you need to have 2 completely separate streams broadcasting simultaneously, we're able to help you get situated and adjusted with a second Restream account so that you're able to broadcast 2 streams at the same time. Otherwise, you can use the events scheduler and you can schedule it within the events and have them go one after the other.
Yeah, so idea is from one account you can set only one event at the same time, is because then the system would not know what to broadcast. And definitely if you want to use a different destinations, that is a better option, and you just needed 2 different Restream accounts. Hannah, I think this is also very good. It's a question from Jazz Gorgeous TV.
All right, Jazz Gorgeous TV wants to know if you're able to stream pre-recorded in Restream and then schedule it for a future live. Yes, 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 100 times yes. And I personally love doing this. What you need to do is you need to have the right subscription plan to do this. This is not available with our free subscription. And in order to do this, you need to go live as normal. However, the difference is what you do is that you toggle off all the events. And so the stream would be recorded and it would be saved in the video storage. But instead of having it broadcasted to other destinations, you'll have the stream recording, but it won't go anywhere. So the system will have it appear that while you are going live, it's not going live anywhere else. So you're able to take that stream from video storage, and then you can connect it to a pre-recorded event. You can set that up, and then once you're ready to go, you don't even have to be there to allow it to go live.
Cool. We get all of this question as well. Oh, the questions are super cool. I love the questions. They're not usual. They're very complicated at times. So I will try to answer as many as we can. So while I'm looking for them, please stay tuned. So is it Fee4SN would I call it correctly? Asking, can I set a different bitrate for different platforms that I stream to using only one streaming program? So I think that's transcoding.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely transcoding. So for those of you who aren't aware, transcoding is a paid separate feature that's not part of a subscription plan that you can add that's going to lower the bitrate quality for specific channels that you enable it to. So for example, let's say you want to stream to Facebook at 1080p, but you also want to stream to for example, I know there are several users who have been trying to stream to TikTok, but you have to stream at a much lower bit rate. So what you can do for this custom RTMP destination is you'll be able to toggle on the transcoding, and it will drastically reduce the bitrate quality so that you'll be able to successfully stream to this destination, and it won't reduce the overall quality for all the destinations.
Definitely, 100%. Also, yeah, no, I think it's also a good tip to keep an eye, especially if you're streaming to like Instagram and Facebook at the same time, or the platforms that take drastically different quality measures. I think we had a follow-up question from Rob regarding Zoom. So if what if I use screen share to bring a Zoom meeting into live studio? I think it's meaning, can we put the overlays on top of the Zoom meeting? So if the meeting is in Restream, it's happening in Restream, at the moment you can do overlays and features, additional features. But if the meeting is happening somewhere else, we're not yet supporting this, but it's already in testing. So it's coming soon. Correct me if I'm wrong, Hannah. Anything else that you want to add here?
No, that's definitely right. At the moment, it's not possible, but in the very near future, you'll be able to pull the Zoom into the live studio and be able to use those overlays and those graphics as well as captions. So that's in the works.
That's in the works.
Yeah.
Dead Headland Films asking regarding the audio quality. Do you want to talk a little bit about the our sound system, the stereo audio?
Yeah, definitely. So within our paid subscriptions, you have the opportunity to use the stereo input. And so basically what this means is instead of having 2 different audio outputs, it merges it into one. And I think, though, that's something that a lot of users, especially a lot of DJs, a lot of musicians, gamers who are using audio or music in their streams. One thing to know, though, is that while you are using this, and we will completely accept it, you should be aware of the limitations that go on to end destinations. For example, Facebook has a limitation and a policy that does not allow anyone to have any music content in their streams, and it will automatically terminate it. So I've definitely had users reach out and say, I don't understand. I had the right bitrate. I had the right qualifications. I had all these things. I had the right inputs. Why did my stream stop showing up on Facebook? And that has a lot to do with the fact that Facebook has this policy. And if there are bots detected, they'll terminate the stream on their end, while we'll continue to feed the stream until we understand that there's a disconnection.
Yeah, so I think we had a similar questions from Vagabond Delight regarding the music streams such as DJ sets. So, and it's just generally about the music as well. So the idea is that we don't control the input that you guys are sending to us. Our job is just to restream it to the end destinations, though platforms like YouTube and Facebook have very rigid controls on the copyright. And to the point where they also copyright your text and description. So if your text and description has some potential copyright violating content, it might just block your stream, even though the music is not necessarily copyright violating. So in this situation, we of course suggest, first of all, reaching out to the end platforms directly, making sure that you provide the copyright notice that you have the copyright right to stream that content, and also make changes to the titles, to the description, and also making them aware that this is going to happen, so they don't block your stream. But also you can stream to such platforms as Mixcloud, for example, or Twitch, where the copyright regulations are lower or less, and that could be a good start. When we're speaking about a DJ set specifically, it's of course possible we have bunch of DJs streaming right now as well, and I think we have even a really good Help Center article that covers the streaming for the DJs and recommendations on the sets. But in general, probably streaming with OBS will be the way for you to go, because OBS will allow you to capture the sound better and have just a higher control over the quality and input. Hannah, do you have any input on this while I'm looking for the next question?
No, I think that's pretty well on the spot. We have lots of users come in, they're streaming to many different destinations, and just being aware of the limitations that end destinations have for streaming. Just one note that popped into my head while we were talking about this, that I just want to clarify on, that I've heard more on personally from support, is that there are limitations to allow streaming music on Facebook on that destination specifically. I know that we have a lot of users who are part of their Level Up program, and from our understanding, and the difference between having these streams and these account members not having their streams terminated versus DJs is because Level Up is specifically geared towards gamers, and their music that they are playing is typically, it's non-copyrighted music, and as well it is background music. So it's not the entire focus of their stream, versus DJs. Their entire purpose, their entire stream is directly towards music, and that goes against their violations. So if you notice that, hey, this person can stream, they're not being terminated, if they're a Level Up member, that's a different situation, as well as if you're a DJ and that just explicitly breaks their violations. Those are differences. And as well, you can always contest that against Facebook or any destination. So just kind of making sure that you're reading the guidelines and being aware of that.
Cool. That sounds good. Also, I just got Ministero repeating their questions regarding the animated background. So it's not very clear, the question. Do you mean like animated background as in like static background that we currently have that shows our logo? Or is it, are you thinking of like a video and then separately the sound? Because what is possible definitely to do is add as a guest, add a local video file source, and it will start streaming. And you can use it as a background as well. For example, so using a local video file, but also let us know what you mean specifically. Maybe we just missed it, and there's a better way to do it.
If you are specifically referring to an animated graphic background, this was a question that someone asked me personally today, and I had to reach out to support about this. At this time, we don't support having animated backgrounds. So backgrounds itself, they They can't be animated, they can't be moving. For example, our background that we have for Restream, it doesn't have the capabilities currently to move around or to have blinking lights. You would have to use a video for that as the background.
Yep, that sounds cool. Okay, I have one more question. Can we stream to Instagram? That's my favorite question by far. Instagram is very popular.
Yeah, it's always a bit complicated. I don't know if all the other users are aware of the limitations, but I know that it's a very particular program that you have to really connect to very quickly, or otherwise you're not going to be able to connect it and have your stream broadcasted to that destination.
Also, for the Instagram specifically, they're a little bit closed at the moment, so it's not possible to stream directly to Instagram as a bunch of multi-streaming platforms because their API is closed. But you can use a different third-party applications to work around that, and we work with those third-party applications. At the moment, I know two, but the one that is commonly used is Yellow Duck. So you can use that application to stream to Instagram. We integrated with Restream and stream to Instagram and Facebook at the same time. Cool.
One thing that I have people reach out to me about is if they create an event within Restream and they have this custom RTMP destination added in for Instagram. And so I have users who will do this maybe 5 days in advance. And at maximum, you're only able to schedule an event up to 7 days in advance from when you schedule it. And I have users who come in and they're saying, you know, I made this custom RTMP destination 5 days ago. I don't understand why it's not working. And the reason is that when you are using this custom RTMP destination, the key is only active for about 2 minutes. So you really have a very limited window. So what you can do in this situation, for example, for an event, you can create the destination and you can maybe add this RTMP destination. But then just before you go live, you're going to need to create a new one, and you can just switch it or toggle it on within the event. So that way you have that you continue to have that limited window, and you're able to stream to the destination without the link expiring.
Yep, no, definitely. Instagram is always tricky. So at least in my opinion, I haven't managed to stream to it yet. So we'll see. I have a question here from Cyprian for acceptability users hard of hearing. Subtitles are important. Can Restream send subtitles embedded in MP4 videos for final destinations? So I think that's, if I understand correctly, the question, there are 2 parts of it. So one is, can we do subtitles for live streaming? And the second one, can we do subtitles in the pre-recorded videos and send them when they're setting them live?
So our live studio does not support at this time subtitles or speak to text. We are always listening to your guys' advice and your information and your input. And we know that this is something you guys are really looking forward to, that you'd really like. And so every time someone mentions this, we forward this information for our team, we discuss it, and we want to create this opportunity for you all. Unfortunately, at the time, it's not available. What you can do, though, is, for example, if you stream to Facebook or if you stream to YouTube, you can click, and there's an option, and it can formulate its own subtitles. So if I'm speaking in a broadcast, once you enable the subtitles, it will generate my audio and it will create text for it. So some destinations do have this customization and the opportunity to adjust this, but at this time, we don't have it within our studio or within Restream because we don't support it at this time.
Yeah, but if you're doing the embedded files, so like you want to play it on top of what you're saying as well, so that's possible, I think. So if you are embedding into the pre-recorded video before, so that's definitely an option for you to do, and it's possible. But that has to be done before you're streaming it live, so before you going live. And as a live captions, we are working on this. As Hannah said, it's in progress, but we don't have specific time on this on when there's going to be live yet. Okay, cool. I think while you guys are still populating the more questions, Hannah, do you want to walk us through what are the common things we should do to make sure we have a good video and audio quality?
Okay.
What are the things would you suggest?
So I know we talked a little bit about streaming with mobile devices, and we've talked about connection. And at Restream, we broadcast the stream directly as you create it. If you use an OBS, if you use our live studio, if you use a different encoder, however you make it, we're going to distribute it that way. We're not going to edit it. We won't make adjustments. So if you don't have a really great network connection, it's not going to correspond with the way that you want it to stream. It's going to have lagging frames. It's going to be slow. The audio won't match with the visual. It'll have these types of issues. And so first and foremost, I always recommend that users run a test stream. And so you can do this by streaming normally, but you just toggle off all the destinations. And from there, you're able to see and you're able to look at the analytics to view how it connects. So as a real broadcast, how is this transferring to your audience? So always running a test stream, checking your internet connections. If you're using an encoder, we always make sure that you're using the correct configuration settings. If you check out our help center, we have a ton of really great articles to make sure that you have it configured and connected with Restream successfully. So
yeah, that's just to iterate. So I can't stress enough about the importance of the internet. And I think Hannah mentioned it really well. As I said, if the internet goes bad, everything else goes bad.
Yeah.
And the best way to know about it, obviously, if you're streaming from Wi-Fi, what happens with Wi-Fi, the speed is never stable. It's always fluctuate. So making sure, even if it's good right now, it can go down at like, for example, right now it's good for me, but at the beginning of the stream, it was a little bit behind. So I got worried. So the best way is obviously the Ethereum cable. Just plug it in right away without any Wi-Fi direct connection. The next thing I would recommend also to pay attention is equipment. So as you can see, we're using very basic equipment. We're using our headsets and our built-in cameras in the computers. Nothing really fancy, but I'm using a lot of light.
Yeah.
And Hannah is sitting next to her window as well. So actually the light makes the whole bunch of difference. Just start using everything turned on in the apartment or in the studio, everything turned on, but also like almost a direct light into you or from the different backgrounds. The light makes a big difference. Yeah.
I was going to say, it really does affect your viewers. They really notice, and it makes a really clean, really nice stream.
Yeah. Yeah, and you don't have to go too expensive straight away with the lamp. And then obviously as you progress, you can then think about maybe more professional lamps or more professional cameras or headphones, etc. Just start somewhere. And I think using headphones specifically helped me to have a better sound in my streams. But I think in general, it's just, again, generally a good tip then, because your sound is a little bit more control over. The next tip I also have is incognito mode. The reason for that is because usually what happens, you can have any like blocking applications or VPN or anything heavy running and eating your CPU or eating your computer internet. That all has to be turned off.
Yep.
100%. We're using VPN for our company access, so that's turned off completely at the moment. I'm logging in just from my regular account from incognito mode and making sure that nothing interrupts with the quality or internet speed. And as mentioned, Hannah mentioned a lot of testing in the preview, but also into the maybe YouTube unlisted. That's my favorite way to test. Actually, we had a question here as well. So let me just come back to the questions. I had a question here is, how do you create YouTube unlisted? So I'm just going to show you quickly how to, and I'm not going to show it because I already closed my account. So Hannah, how do you create a YouTube unlisted?
So what you can do is within YouTube, there's an edit button, and you can click this directly and you can see the information, and you can adjust the destination within YouTube, and you can select manually unlisted. And so that way, when you go live, it'll stream live, but it'll only go to this unlisted area within YouTube. So it'll be very private, and you'll have to have a separate link to access it as a viewer.
Yeah, it's easy to set up with if you go to event or right streaming right away. I also had here a question of users saying, what are the possible issues for streaming 8 hours straight from Raymond. So one of our employees used to stream 48 hours straight. I think that's the longest I heard of. I don't know if he had any breaks during the time, but definitely the same things that are valid for 1 hour, 2 hours stream, the same things are valid for 8 hours or 24 or 48 hours. We don't break it. We just send whatever we received from you, but it's important for you to understand, like also create good conditions for the stream.
It's also really important to know that some destinations also have limitations. So for example, Facebook has an 8-hour limitation as well as YouTube. And I know that this can be adjusted, but however, this has to be done specifically within contact with both of those and destinations.
Yeah. So I actually get a comment from Hans here. So streaming via 130 router with 4G mobile connection, Vodafone works well. My brother just said that he purchased Orange with 1 gigabyte connection. So it's true now. Sometimes now mobile connections are better than even Wi-Fi at home. But again, just to be safe, Ethereum cable, that's what I would recommend. And that's what we have in our studio in Austin. But here on the ground, we can use different connections as well. That's one of my favorite questions as well. Hannah?
Okay, on any plans on adding Trovo chats into Restream Chat? We are constantly evolving our chat, all of our features, so that we're able to appeal for all of our audiences. I know that this is something that our developers have been working on within chat specifically. So I believe, and I have to maybe check an update, but I know that this has been in testing, and so we are excited to release this very soon. So
yes,
keep a lookout out for that. I'll keep an eye on our social media too, because we constantly update our viewers and information about on Twitter or even on Instagram.
No, it's pretty exciting. I think since the mixer was gone, the Trovo is picking up the lead very fast, and we are excited to bring more functionality for Trovo as well.
Yeah.
I guess this one question, we're gonna just answer one last question regarding the Chrome 88. I know there's been a kind of common question recently.
Okay, so you want to know about the issues with Chrome 88 and what workarounds there are. And so the Chrome 88 issue is a bug within Chrome. So the first question that we always ask is, if you are streaming in the live studio or if you're streaming, is that we want to know what browser version you're using. And when we're asking this, we want to know what updated Chrome version you're using. And because of this bug, it is affecting users and their streaming capabilities. So some users are having audio issues, black screens. And at this time, our best workaround is that we use Firefox. I'm personally using Firefox right now, and it's working excellent. I'm not having any audio or visual issues. Versus earlier today when I used my personal account, I did notice that I was having black screen or I was having audio issues on my account on the Chrome 88. So I know that we have a lot of really great Chrome users and who really love this, but at this time, while Chrome developers are adjusting this, it is more of a waiting game, unfortunately, but we are creating workarounds so that we're able to adjust and help our users have the best streaming experience possible. So definitely use Firefox if you are having any of these issues, and please let us know so we can report it.
Yeah, and also from my side, I think so. I'm actually using Chrome 88 right now, so my stream goes well. But I think we also deployed a number of different fixes to accommodate to the current bug in Chrome. But try it on and see how it works for you specifically. So I think it's time for us to wrap up soon, because in 15 minutes we're going to start our next show, which will be Creator Spotlight with Bernie Sanders. Ooh, that's exciting. And so as we promised, we're going to share you a discount for trying all these cool features in Restream. I'm going to share it for you as well in the chat. So you can right away use the discount and start trying the features. And then we can take a few more last questions before we have to roll it back. And thank you so much for watching us as well. Okay, so let's see if we got a few questions regarding Xbox. streaming through Xbox. Do you wanna answer this one?
This one's a little bit complicated, and so it really just depends on how you set up, if you have a game capture card or not. We have some really great guides within Restream that will help you step-by-step set up using your gaming console, with whether you use a game card or not a game card. So if you have any questions, you're able to reach out directly, and we're able to forward you that link, and so you'll be able to have a step-by-step visual guide to help walk you through connecting it.
Yeah, no, definitely. We definitely recommend OBS in this situation, and it will be just better capturing. So I've got a question again regarding the discount. So the user is asking if this discounts for current user. Unfortunately, all discounts are for new users or users who haven't tried our product before or want to upgrade to a different plan or different duration. Discount will work. So we encourage you to try. If you already have existing plan, the discount is not applicable, unfortunately, at the moment.
I have a question for you, Nastia. So I know that this is a 20% off discount. So if users opt for the annual plan, do they get an additional discount on top of that?
That's a very good question. Exactly, they do. So it's almost doubling their discount. So we offer 20% discount for annual plans and also 20% discount on top of that. So that's definitely a good deal.
Whoa, that's really great to get started with.
Yep. 100%. And if you're in debt, you can share it with your friends as well. That's a very good tip to spread the love from Restream and spread the goodness around as well. Okay, cool. So I think we'll have to ramp up the show. Please stay tuned. In about 10-15 minutes, we're starting a new show with Bernie Sanders, who will be answering some questions, and Anya will be interviewing him. And to wrap up the session, Hannah, let's do the high five.
Yeah, okay, ready?
The different side.
Okay, just kidding. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay, just kidding. I understand what we're doing now. Okay, I'm gonna move.
Yay.
Yeah, okay, ready?
1, 2, 3. Yay!
Yay!
100% high five from the team there. Guys, it was a pleasure having you today. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us on the support with any questions you have. We will be happy to answer all your questions. And also, this show is regular now, so every Wednesday, join in. We're going to have more questions answered again. Cool. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye, guys. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out and chat. And we're really excited to help you, and we'll be able to offer you any guides that you need to further assist or resolve any problems.